Lots happened since you came on, and I don't know, a couple months ago.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree.
A lot's happened, dude. And look, man. Look, I don't want to toot my own horn, but there weren't that many people that were publicly bullish at the lows on pump. I was one of them, and you, Qwerty, were absolutely one of them. I don't know if you know this, but I'm an avid reader of your Telegram chat, and you basically nailed the move the whole way. And I wanted someone to come on and talk about pump in particular, and I think you deserved the spotlight and some flowers. So congratulations on the Can you talk to me about your trade? Like how big was you don't got to do numbers if you don't want, but
Yeah,
how
yeah,
how
yeah.
hard did you size? Where are you at? Like walk me through your trade here.
So I just had like this like moment at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just got finished reading a tweet. It's bad, but like Twitter is usually like one of the last apps I'm on before I go to bed, and had just got finished reading a tweet. I'm not sure his name off the top of my head. Someone might recognize. He has like a dog picture with like a purple wizard hat on it, and he tweeted out like a $2.5 million P&L on hype. Like he caught the move from like $40 to $50 on leverage and was up like $2 million. And he quoted it, and he's like, "The only thing that matters in a bull market is if you went hard enough." And that was moments after reading. This was on August 27th. I have the tweet pulled up in front of me right now. When Pump Fund tweeted out that over the last week, like we've purchased back like $10 million in pump tokens, which like equivalated to like 4% of what they've bought back now. And I was just like, wow, this trade is literally right here. And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I do a decent amount of spot trading on Coinbase, believe it or not. And I just turned a twap on for a 7-figure position, and I just went to bed. And then I just woke up and I just started bull posting.
Whoa. What
Yeah.
price did you buy at?
So my average was literally like 0.003 like flat.
Whoa.
And I have to say, I give some credit. I shouted him out like a week ago on my Twitter. Um, his name is Akuma. He AKUMA. He quote tweeted that specific pump tweet, and like he really put it into like a highlighted version of the tweet that all right, pump has bought back 4% and hype had bought back 8%. And I know that like the hype versus pump debate in the beginning was pretty dead, but now I was like, oh wow, now there's like a real debate to be had about this. And then it was purely just like, wow, this is just like a numbers game. Like if someone wanted to make a spreadsheet of this, like this trade is just gonna make a lot of obvious sense in hindsight.
The second it became well done, by the way. The
Thank
second,
you.
so you put 7 figures in it. 0.03 is crazy. 0.003. Um, the second it became the charts and the splits between pump revenue and hyperliquid revenue, I was like, oh yeah, fill the wick. This is gonna heat up.
Yeah, 100%. And
And
I feel like a lot of people just weren't. A lot of people were just kind of like not willing to accept that
at all. And
at all.
it's funny because I talk about how for these massive size trades, for the market to be wrong, there has to be some layer of friction. Hyperliquid was, I think, twofold. One, a lot of people don't trade perps, so they didn't even understand that it was a good perp dex and that the platform was the best, and a lot of people didn't farm it. And then the second was it being on Arbitrum was such a just pain in the ass that I think a lot of people that would have traded it didn't. The thing about Pump is everyone that bought and was bullish Pump, also proof of work, thanks for the gifted, on TGE got absolutely cooked the whole way down. Everyone got absolutely fried. And it was a lot of the bigger traders were trying to size in at TGE. They got cooked. And then a lot of the meme coin, new payer, meme scope type of guys that maybe could have bid were getting cooked in the trenches simultaneously. And so by the time we bottomed, everybody was just like, fuck pump fun. Like, this thing is cooked. The trenches are cooked. On chain is fried. Fuck pump fun. And dude, I mean, it felt like there was less than 20 people that were publicly posting about pump fun at the bottom. And when you look at it now, it feels to me like nobody actually holds this coin still. Like, what do you think about that?
No, 100%. I literally had that exact thought like earlier in my head. Like you took the words out of my mouth that like immediately Hyperliquid, everyone who's using it, they know how good the platform is, and all the people who just like made like generational wealth off of that, they were already making money like trading perps like on the platform. It's like the best airdrop that ever touches down in like crypto history, and it just goes up only for the first month. And Jeff makes everyone rich. Everyone's happy. A lot of people missed it, and it is complete inverse of pump. Everyone gets fucked. Like no one makes any money unless you literally sold day one, and then it just like goes down only. And there was like a real lack of communication. So like everyone was just so like against the trade because of how it went in the first 4 days. And I feel like that caused a lot of people to I don't know what the word is, but like a lot of people were just like against it because of how the TGE went, which I can get behind. That it kind of was a disaster, and it happened at a really bad time because of how Bonk was gaining market share. And I mean, like even at one point, I thought to myself, "Wow, this is like super fried." But I mean, he brought it back together, so
Did you trade it on TGE?
I did, yeah. I round tripped a lot of money. Uh, and I had like a public crash out on Twitter where I was like half of it was like shit posted and the other wasn't. I sent like 50 tweets in a day just like shitting on Pump, shitting on Allen, trying to like mentally like bottom it. And I didn't actually end up losing money because I got out before it went below prices. And then when like the idea popped back into my head, I was like, all right, like we're gonna go for it again. And now this trade has been better than the original PNL round trip. So
I actually
ball
remember.
don't lie.
I actually remember your crash out. People were calling you out and shit too. It was wild. People were like, "How much fucking money did you put in this thing?" I remember that. That was wild.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a good one though.
I had a bigger position than I ended up rebuying, but it's a larger PNL now because I got to enter from a lower price, so the multiple's higher. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of money on the line, and I was like thinking to myself like, wow, like because like Alan was silent for like 2 3 days, and I think the market evidently didn't like the things that he came on and said on your stream because it went down like another what, like 25% after your stream,
It
like
was.
the first
It was
one.
also one of these things where like, I, I don't think there was much he really could have said. Basically, everyone
Yeah,
had to just
no.
sell and get out because
Yeah,
there wasn't
yeah.
like what could he have said? You know, I don't think he could even legally come on and say we're gonna, I don't think Hyperliquid has ever overtly
No,
said
they have it.
they just
That
do it
was that
every day,
they
right?
just
Like,
do it. Yeah. Yeah,
and
that was another piece that I like put together like further down the line that like, all right, he can't like make this promise. So it's it just became a very clear debate of like his actions did eventually become louder than his words. And then there was that original rally where like it peaked above ICO for maybe like a day, and then it fell back off again. And then when I saw those numbers, I was like, wow, this dip is literally like generational, like the visiting the point oh 0.02 range again.
do you think? Okay, so well done sniping the bottom. I think it's like the story of how we got there is pretty clear. It makes sense. It's kind of this like perfect shitstorm all tied together. Also, the market didn't look great as well, and pump look grinds lower, lower, lower. You snipe the bottom, and then it seemingly all at once becomes consensus on CT. And we could talk about that a little bit. But my first question is, do you think right now at $8 billion FDV, it is too late to enter into a pump trade?
Um, I don't. So I don't think it's too late. Like obviously it's very different. Like the daily chart is the last 5 days of the daily is like giant green wicks. So you have to be careful. But like I've been like backtracking on like a lot of the things that I was originally putting into my like thesis on like why this is so good. And like I look back to a tweet that I set out on September 3rd. I've been like heavily using like the fees.pumpfund website for like a lot of like the shills. Great website to just like see how much they're buying. And on September 3rd, they'd offset 4.3% of the supply. Flash forward today, it's the 16th, and they have offset now 6.7. So that means they're averaging 0.1% of the supply offset every single day, more than 0.1. And why that's so important is because on September 3rd, the price was at 0.004, and they have maintained the amount they've been buying back, not USD wise, but percent wise, as the price has literally gone up more than 2x. So across 2 weeks, they've maintained the same amount of percent supply because the USD value is just increasing, increasing, increasing. Because the thing that Pump gets exposure to, that I don't want to strictly compare Pump versus Hyperliquid, but it just makes the most sense because they're like top 5 protocols and they do the same buybacks. It just makes the most sense if you want to be bullish Pump. Because Pump gets exposed to little unique pockets of crypto that Hype just can't. And Pump sees these random like surges of revenue, like with the creator capital markets. And that's just something that like for Hype, for example, it'd be like the actual Pump token itself. They pre-listed it. It did like $500 million in open interest. But whenever these little like pockets pop up in crypto, for the foreseeable future, I see no reason why they wouldn't take place on Pump Fund. And they're still actively buying back 0.1% of the supply a day. They just crossed 9 figures in buybacks today. Like, the most important question that like always is gonna like any person who's gonna purchase a token is like, what's the next thing? What's the next catalyst? Who's buying after me? Like you have a 99% twap buying back multiple 7 figures every single day. Like that's who's gonna buy after you.
This fees.pump.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's too late, but it's like if you just want to continue to use the Hype Pump metrics, I don't know. I don't think a spreadsheet guy would say it's too late.
Spreadsheet guy. The fees.pump.fun website is incredible.
It is. It's so simple. It's so like aesthetically pleasing.
I mean, it's a movie. They have purchased 6.778% of the total circ, and that is 100,354,000.
And they've been trading for 2 months.
Wow. That is, I actually haven't been on this website. I just watched people tweet it. It's pretty crazy.
This is your first time on fees.pump fund?
How crazy is that? It's like my biggest bad.
Like you can like see, like
Dude,
if you
look at
scroll
this.
down, you see the token purchases.
Percentage of
They
daily
bought
revenue.
$3 million yesterday.
Percentage of daily revenue yesterday, 99%. The day before, 100.4%. They spent more. Day before, 95. Day before, 99, 98, 99, 113%. 76, 100, 99, 102%. 99, 96, 100, 99, 101, 102, 94, 95, 97, 104, 98, 98. I mean, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's absurd.
They're basically spending every dollar back. And it's like, when we talk about the revenue, chat's asking for the website, it's fees.pump.fun. When we talk about the revenue meta, it's funny because people ask, like, people want every company now to do the hyperliquid model, but no one can do the hyperliquid model because you're not hyperliquid. And the thing about Pump that's so funny is that they have, I don't know the exact number, but they have 10 figures in cash, 10 figures in cash sitting there. That's theirs. And it's separate from the fees and the revenue that they do. Like, they don't actually need the fucking money.
Yeah.
And so they could just slam it back into this token, which is going up, and they're actually making a lot of money by doing this because we're at all-time highs. So they're up substantial on the 6.7%. Now, can they sell it? No, but, that's its own problem within the problem. But nobody else can do this, what Pump and Hyperliquid are doing.
No. Yeah, no. No one is, yeah. No one is, like, I'm pretty sure, like, ENA just got
Uh-huh.
cleared or something for like 500 million in buybacks or something, and I think it's some structured around like if it's above zero point 0.7 they do like 5 million, or if it's below, um and it's like, so they literally have like a price at which they're buying back, and then they have a set amount. It's like what I was just saying. There's gonna be weird pockets of pump funds revenue that are gonna be unexpected, and if Sol continues to remain bullish in this range, and um, even if like it's a constant debate about whether or not on chain is actually hot or not, just because people are like constantly getting rinsed, but it's like there's a ton of people who would tell you on chain is absolutely awful right now, and every single token you buy is going to go down 90% or you're going to get rugged. But it's like that may be true. So that's why you would buy a pump, because you can own the casino that just made $3 million yesterday and put it all back into the token.
This is the take, and I've been saying a lot. I mean, meme scope demons are getting just destroyed. But we'll cover that next. I want to ask you first, how do, and I'm honestly selfishly asking this for myself. I have clipped 20% of the bag. It's probably like 35% of my port right now. It's insane. It wasn't supposed to be, but it became it. How do you exit this position? Like, is it the thesis changes? Is there some levels that you've set? I mean, you have multiple seven figures. You were couldn't have been more correct on entry, and then market catching up to your thesis. It's happened. It's all happening right now. We're still basically 5% off ATH. How do you exit this trade? Like, what is your plan?
Yeah. So my first exit was like right around 0.06, just because that was like a flat 2x. Um, I don't know how much I sold. It was a decent amount, but that was just like a mental number. I was like, all right, it's up 100%. We're just underneath eighth, which is potentially a psychological level that people are gonna front run. But then when I just saw it wake up that one day after the up bid and Binance listing, like little small dip, and then it just ripped through eighth, I was just like, all right, at this point, I think I trimmed it a little bit more, 0.082, 0.083, but I I can't see myself fully exiting this when I'm actively watching the revenue increase. Like their foot is fully on the gas right now. Um, and I see no reason why people who, if they were sidelined, would look at that and be like, that's not the reason to enter. I don't know. I think a penny is another psychological level, but I think it's just like as long as they're continuing to do what they're doing, I see no reason to fully exit.
Yesterday was the most they bought back by a lot, by the way. First time they bought
Yeah,
$3 million, and it's like 400 and some change higher than their second highest day. I mean, that's insane.
yeah,
That is unreal. And the one day, August 9th, they bought zero. The next day they bought 200%.
yeah.
um yeah, man, it's hard. I mean, how do you it because for me it began. I even DM'd you and I'm like, what the no, what the fuck do I do with this bag? It's become a psychological thing where the number gets so big that I'm like, you start to waver a little bit. No, it's like act like you've been here before, but you're not here that often, relative, scaled for your port size. And I'm watching it grow and grow and grow, and you start to get a little shaky when the number gets so large. But then you look at the data, and the money that they're making is increasing. And then if you want some more porn here, DeFi Llama 7-day fees, Tether 150 mil, Circle 53 mil, Pump 42 mil, Hyperliquid 20 mil. Like,
Yeah, absurd.
revenue
Yeah,
Pump 7,
absurd.
revenue is 18 mil for Pump and 20 for Hyperliquid. I mean, it's the same, and they're making 2x on fees right now. It's like, and Hyperliquid is still multiple x's the market cap. That is, bro. I almost felt like when we first started doing comparing the two in fees and revenue, I was almost like, guys, it's like a little ridiculous, like
Yeah,
board.
it was blatantly obvious at like 0.04. Like it was stupidly obvious.
It it's wild how it's playing out. So okay, we could glaze each other all day on this, and I don't get me wrong, I love to do it. But I want to talk about why Pump Fun is making so much money right now and what that means for the space at large. Because there's, in my opinion, there's basically this split down the middle, separate. Even going a step back, I think that not long ago, Fartcoin was the risk on indicator for crypto. Bitcoin was flat, Fartcoin was up, Bitcoin was up, Fartcoin was up more, Bitcoin was down, Fartcoin was, down less or maybe still green. And it was the case then that people wanted to, in my opinion, with Fartcoin's the leader, people want to trade trash. And it's not the leader anymore. It's obviously Pump. And that to me says that people are more inclined to trade things like cards, right? People are into the good coins right now, I think. And most people are not used to buying good coins, or they don't have the portfolio to buy and hold good coins. And the meme scope demons are getting, I mean, it's a bad time to be meme scope demons, right? Like they're getting cooked. The people in the trenches are getting cooked. The streamer meta takes off. And I have a lot of thoughts on the streamer meta, but basically if any coin you held more than an hour, you are getting absolutely cooked on. People are getting rinsed left and right, but it's printing Pump Fun. They just had their biggest buyback day ever. Pump Fun's getting rich while traders get rinsed. And I guess at a high level, and we can break it down a little bit, what is your take on the streamer meta that is taken off on Pump Fun really in the last, I don't know, 72, 96 hours, if you will?
Yeah, so I mean, I think Alan did like a really good job of making it clear that if you want to launch a coin, there's no better place to do it to Pump Fun because of how much they are paying their creators. I do think that there are a couple of bugs and tweaks. Or what I think a couple of things need to be tweaked. Like the Charlie Kirk dev makes a terrible, awful coin about like a really awful thing, and he makes $400,000. And I mean, he sold probably like in the bonding curve. So I think that's an error. I don't think that that should be a thing. That $400,000 could be given and taken and distributed a lot of different ways. So I think there's a few things to be said about how the fees actually work. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I think it's too early to decide like what the future of creator capital markets is. And a lot of times us crypto like degens, we tend to like rush to overvalue things like very quickly, as displayed by like Bagwork going to 50 mil and then now 2 days later it being at like 7 mil. We overvalue things like really quickly, and then that leads people to believe that okay, this meta is dead, this was never going to work. um so it'll be interesting to see like what streamers are still around in a month and what their potential market caps and how much they've earned could be, in the same way that a year ago one of the only things your token needed was just a community that was long lasting. So I think it'll be interesting to see like what streamers are actually here to stay and try and make it work out. Because a lot of them definitely just came to collect the bag, but who's still going to be streaming 2 months from now, and what will they have like done at that point to, I don't know if the goal is to achieve a high market cap or what the goal is, the end game for these creators, but it's too early, but it's also probably too early to say that it's dead just because a lot of like the flash in the pan coins that have launched in the last 3 days are at zero.
Do you think it's bearish Pump that they're making all of this money and their revenue is going up because traders are getting rinsed on streamer coins?
Yeah, for sure. Like, but it's not just streamer coins. Like it's anyone. All you have to do is like you could be a serial deployer and have access to make the same amount of money as someone who's actually trying to do like a legitimate stream. Um, so it's absolutely, I don't know like what the model is. I think that this would work if you like did some shit where it's like the longer you stream for, the longer you've been around. But yeah, I mean, I think it's ridiculous that just some random serial deployer was able to lick 400K from the trenches because he got lucky and deployed the correct ticker that the trenches wanted to trade for someone who just got assassinated. Like I don't like that. I wasn't a fan of that. Alex Becker like 300K, and then he just instantly just ran, and he was just literally throwing it out to a bunch of random pump fund streamers. That's another 300K gone, and that's pretty minuscule for the amount of volume that gets done in the trenches every day. But over time, I guess I could see that turning into a bigger problem.
It's a good call out. Somebody makes a good point in the chat, Spicy, and says 1.5 to $2 million in buybacks a day before streamer coins. So it's not like all the money is suddenly because streamer coins either. That's true.
100%. Yeah. Well, I mean, like the thing that you just said, like their 7-day fees look a lot better than Hyperliquids, but they're also giving a lot more money back out now. So that's not revenue
Yeah,
because they give a shit ton of money out to devs.
they
And
do.
that's the problem is that there's a difference between trying to promote creator capital markets and streamers and like this next like era of crypto on chain versus serial deployers like making a living off a pump fund because they don't even need to trade anymore. That's where the problem exists.
Is this serial deployer thing solvable? Like where you see a lot of these posts now that's basically like, why would you trade when you can just deploy? Is this
Yeah.
destructive to the trenches? Can this be solved?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely think it can be solved. I just think that in order to incentivize people to create on your platform, they shouldn't necessarily have access to the same amount of fees 30 days down the road than someone who just opened up their stream on day one. I think that a gradual reward system would be like the easiest like form of a fix. Because there's probably a ton of people who launched like these streamer coins and used their platform. Like FaZe Sway launched one yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much he made. I bet it was high 5 figures, if not low
I think it was
6.
slow 6.
I doubt he's going to be streaming in a week. He's going to be gone. Versus there could be someone who has maybe been streaming on Pump Fund for 2 months that hasn't even gotten like recognized yet. And I think that naturally would like incentivize like more community success stories. So that makes sense. Just like
It
if you stick around longer, you have more access to rewards.
Well, it makes perfect sense. Like I think that someone like Rasmer should be top of the billboard on creator fees, and he's not. But then you get
Yeah,
this one thing that's tough, and this is part of the problem. Is just the way tokens work. Is that most of the volume is traded in like hour one, and so then
that is
it's
true.
so like the gradual thing is it's almost backwards. It's a weird, like the incentive to stick around in crypto is backwards, and this is the problem because all the volume happens day one, hour one, and so why would you
That
stay?
is so true.
It's a weird fix,
Yeah, but that's the thing is that I mean this conversation that we just had like wraps it all back together that um there is so much flaw in the trenches and there are so many things that are like hard to fix and we constantly have people trying to create the solutions to these things. We have a million different launch pads, doing like a million different things. Like there's like really interesting things that were coming up like time.fun and those all like fizzled out. So it's like there's a ton of flaws within our on-chain trading ecosystem, which is why it just makes sense that like all roads lead back to pump because every like when one degen in the trenches dies because he gets rinsed on his last meme coin, like those tokens are put back into the hype chart. And it's like a sad way to go out, but it's like the thing that creates the trenches is everything floods back into it like a one giant big channel now.
That was a funny take, but it's correct. And I also think that the one positive thing you could take away from this CCM stuff is that people are motivated to figure out how to make it work, and people want it to work. Like the people vote with your wallet. You
Yeah,
vote with your wallet. You vote with your soul, and people really want this to work. Like there is obvious demand for this to work, which is exciting.
I agree. Yeah.
So what do you think about how to make money in crypto right now? What is your take on meme scope? Like, are you trading new pairs? Should people be on meme scope? Should people be trading low caps and meme coins?
I mean, I think it's like very dangerous to be on new pairs right now. Um, you're honestly probably, I mean, no, I'd say new pairs, you are more likely to lose money than make money unless you just have like a crazy edge and like a system and you know how to get in like good coins like pre-bond. Like I was thinking about this. I think that the way to make money in crypto right now is that we've been in this weird phase for the last 3 months where it almost feels like everyone on Twitter knows exactly how to make all the money in crypto right now, but not a lot of people are doing it. And I just mean that by like everything has been incredibly telegraphed and super open. A lot of that has to do with like these like treasure companies and things. And it's like we knew that these like ETH people were coming in at $2,000 ETH and they were about to buy billions and billions and billions of dollars of ETH. We we saw it. The first thing that ever did it was like hype. We just saw them buying millions and millions and millions, and then it like went all the way down from 36 to 9, and it's like everyone seemed to have forgotten that they were like buying millions and millions. And then like when the Heavendex trade popped up, like yeah, it's at 0 now, but it's like if you were in that for a week, it went from like 10 mil to 150 mil or something on really big liquidity because it was just being telegraphed that they were just buying millions and millions. And then Kyle Samani, it's like everyone knows that he's coming in to buy billions of dollars of Sol at $200 Sol, and it just feels like nobody actually wants to step in front of these things, which is really weird. And now we've seen it with hype or with pump, sorry. So those are like the really big trades, and it's like not like crazy multiples, but I feel like in a lot of ways over the past 3 months there have been some very blatantly obvious trades that have like stared down the entirety of crypto Twitter, and a lot of people just aren't willing to step in front of that because they still think that the place to be is on chain, and it really just isn't.
Dude, I'm so happy we got there because I was just like the best take I've heard in a long time is it is fucking being telegraphed. Nobody wants to step in front of it. And it's being telegraphed right now, by the way, on Solana. You said you ended with Kyle Samani. He came on my stream yesterday. They raised $1.65 billion and they deployed it in 24 hours. And I said,
Yeah,
Kyle,
so
you ever heard of fucking DCA feature on Jupiter? Like, are you gonna raise more capital? And he said, bro, you think I did this for $1.6 billion to stop? I mean, they are fucking putting it in front of your fucking face that Sol is about to get the ETH twop, and Pantera just raised 500 mil. You know Kyle and them are coming back with billions. They are fucking putting it in front of your face and saying we are doing this, and people are bearish.
people are short Sol. People are in turn short Sol and like short pump right now.
And somebody made a comment and said, so is the only thing we care about buybacks? And no. However, 2025 has said this is the meta. There's always a meta. 2025 has said the name of the game is fucking buybacks. Bro, Kyle Samani is telegraphing it. He bought $2 billion of Sol in 24 hours. Price went up like fucking 20%. And he said, he said, and I quote, you think I did this just for $1.65 billion? That's all I can say. End sentence.
Yeah.
That was
No,
a
and
good
like
take, Qwerty. Good shit.
like to whoever made that like the comment of like is all we care about buybacks. It's like that. It's more of like as a trader, like your job is to make money, like as a trader. So it's like you just like can't be like jaded against something like that. Like you know that like the buybacks like work.
I mean, you gotta just take what the market is fucking putting in front of your face.
Yeah.
Tom Lee did it. He's drawing putting VWAPs on his chart and drawing TA, and he's like, you should buy 28.15. Then it hits 28.15, and he puts $5 billion into the chart. Like Trump, this is like the name of the game. Trump end of tariff 76K BTC. You should buy now. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything's up 100%.
That was very telegraphed.
SPY hits another ATH. Elon says you should buy. I think it's a good time to buy Tesla. TWAP's $1 billion back into the Tesla chart. Like,
isn't Tesla about to eighth?
Yes, and Elon is like he's going Jeff Hyperliquid mode, bruh.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, Frank's in here, and he said, ask Qwerty how he's planning to improve on selling. He tweeted about it today. I kind of asked you this earlier, but
yeah, I just I'm outside of the trenches for the most part, so I feel like something that I've improved on in 2025 in my trading, because I've definitely had to adapt a bit, is sometimes you enter a trade and you go up money on it way faster than anticipating, and I feel like I have a pretty good eye for buying mid cap level coins. I'm just not good at selling them, because there's that little switch that flips in my brain when a coin I'm in starts going up rapidly fast after I maybe just bought a day or two ago, and I'm reluctant to immediately sell, because it's oh, I just got the God entry. So I don't know, Frank. I've round tripped a lot of shit in the last 6 months, and nothing's really changed. And I mean, it's not really terribly affecting my trading. I still do take good trades, but sometimes you're just reluctant to sell a coin that's going up because you think you have the God entry, you know?
That's how I feel right now. I'm it's so hard to exit this trade. Good problem. Good
It's
problem
so
to have,
hard.
but it's just it's one of those ones.
But no,
Go ahead.
the one thing that I would say is that the way that I do work on it is sometimes I literally just force myself to close a trade, even if it's for a smaller percent gain than I thought it was. Because I think I've actually learned that papering is sometimes significantly better than round tripping, because at least you made something, and closing a trade is the best feeling in the world, even if it's for a loss. Just being done with a trade is the best feeling in the world. And the more you just allow yourself to close and be done with a trade, whether it's a loss or a win, you reflect on it after. It's like when you'd finish your test. It's you study for months and then you finish it. The best feeling is walking out, whether you failed or passed. So that's how you sell, because it's just really good feeling to close a trade.
That's that college student mindset right here. Dude, Qwerty, it was sick to get you back on. I'm gonna talk to Clemente next, who's allegedly a pump bear, which is bullish for our bags.
So bullish.
It's just the best thing ever. I think your thesis is nailed. By the way, I'm gonna try to figure out how to tweet your I'm definitely gonna clip your take, but I'm gonna figure out how to tweet it as well, because it's a great one. It's just being telegraphed, and I think people are for some reason trying to why would you ever want to be in the business of calling tops and bottoms? I don't get it. It's the worst business ever. Why would you? It's like being an NFT founder in 2025. Who wants that role? Why would you be in the business of calling tops when you can just trade what's in front of you? But I think congratulations on your trade. Is there anything?
You as well, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Is there anything you want to sign off with or leave the audience with?
Oh man, just don't step in front of giants. Don't step in front of financial giants. And like you said, GCR has plagued our space. You're not a top caller. You're not GCR. Just trade what's in front of you, as you said it.
There's a bullet train coming at you 4,000 miles an hour. Get the fuck out of the way. Qwerty, you're the man, dude. We'll definitely talk offline. Need the confluence, but I appreciate you coming on.